So today I'm trying to find out if rural thrift stores are better than the ones in a little bit bigger cities. So this morning I had to go drop my daughter off at camp for a couple of days, and I had to drive about an hour outside of town, and I thought on the way back home I would stop at a couple of thrift stores, see what I can find to source for my vintage booth and for my Etsy shop, and really compare and see what the shopping is like and how it might be different in a little bit of a country, lower populated area versus in a big city. So first place I'm going to stop is here at this Goodwill, and then I'm going to see if there's anything else that I can find. Maybe that's maybe like a not a chain thrift store, and see what they have there. But first, let's hop into this Goodwill. I love looking at the lamps when I go to the thrift stores. I feel like you could always find great prices. This butter yellow one I think is especially pretty, but they don't seem to sell very well in my booth, so I don't pick them up unless they're for my own home. I am a sucker for salt and pepper shakers. I always have to look at them and see if they're a good option to add to my collection. I passed on a soup mug like this a couple weeks ago, and later I kind of regretted it. I think they're super cute. I think the one that I passed on a few weeks ago though was like $3 or $4, and this one was only $1.50. So I mentioned wanting to come to some different thrift stores in different parts of town because I wanted to see if there was anything here that I would see that wasn't typical for in town or near my house. And these ice buckets are definitely something I have never seen in town. I thought they were really cool and unique, and they're in great shape for how old they are. I did a little bit of research, and it looks like they're from the 70s, which is super cool. This giant castle was so funny to me. I don't know if it's meant to be in a fish tank or what you would use this for, but I thought it was so funny, and I knew if I brought it home my kids would just think it was like the best thing ever. I seriously considered buying this jewelry box. At $10, it felt a little steep. I didn't know if the resale value was there, but I've realized I don't always do the best job of looking things over real well to make sure there's not damage, and I just wasn't sure about this. That front piece, at first I thought it was a crack, but then when I really looked at it, I realized it was just a seam of how it was assembled, but it looked too much like a crack, so I decided to pass on it. Okay, I was able to find some really fun things in there. A couple of them I showed you guys, so I'll actually show you everything when I get home. But yeah, some really cool things, and some for the booth and for the Etsy shop, which is awesome. So I think I have enough time for one more stop before I need to be home. So I'm gonna look up and see if I can find one more location that's just like, you know, a cute local place, and we'll go from there. It's cute, isn't it?
That's amazing.
If I was decorating a little boy's room, I think this would be absolutely adorable. I think they're handmade, maybe by a grandpa or something, but so well made, so adorable, would be great shelf decor, but $25 was a little steep. I thought this was kind of cute. There's two little, maybe crystal or glass trinket dishes, but I don't know what you would use these for. If you bought these, how would you use them? I've never seen anything like these before. I thought they were so unique and unusual. I don't know what you'd use them for. And then a few days later, I stopped into my booth and one of the other vendors actually had the same set, but like 3 or 4 times larger. Look at all the crazing inside of here. I thought this was so pretty. I considered buying it, but the pattern wasn't really my style, but I have been on the lookout for one of these. I think they're so cool. All right, just stopped in the second thrift store. I actually have a kind of a fun story to tell you guys about this one when I show you everything I got. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find another thrift store out of town. There just weren't any in the area I was driving, so that was a little bit of a bummer. So I did decide to go a little bit out of my way to find one that at least wasn't a Goodwill and was like a different organization. So this one was a legacy thrift, which we have a lot of those in the area. I'm just not so sure like what their mission is or what they support, but got quite a few things here. they had really cool stuff. Lots of vintage items, really unique, pretty fair price for their vintage items. But I got one huge thing that I'm so excited about. I'm gonna do a little bit of research because it looks pretty old, but I'm not sure how old. I'm kind of curious to look into it a little bit more. It's so cool. I can't wait to show you guys what I got. But I'm sweating, so I need to be done for the day. I'm gonna bring all this stuff home and I will show you guys later what I grabbed. All right, so I'm ready to show you guys the treasures that I got when I went out this last week after dropping my daughter off at camp. I'm really bummed. I really wanted to find some thrift stores that were like in really small towns. I know I've done it before. It's been a couple years. The camp that my kids go to has changed, and the other one was like 2.5 hours north. I live in like just outside of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and so to drive like 2.5 hours up north, it was really remote, but to only get like an hour out of town, there just wasn't as much. So like I said, I hit the Goodwill, and then I found, I think it was like a legacy thrift. The funny story about the legacy thrift that I wanted to share with you guys. So as I got closer to the location, I'm like, I think I know where this is. And I got there and I'm like pulling into the parking lot. I'm like, I totally know where this is. Not that I've been to this thrift store before, but because I've been to this store before. So I pull in and I'm looking at this building, I'm looking at the building next to it. I'm trying to figure out, like, from this memory, if it's this building or the next building. And the second I walk in the door, I'm like, oh my word, I used to work here. I literally used to work inside this building. So it's been like 17 years, but that building used to actually be a thrift, no, not a thrift store, excuse me. That building used to actually be a scrapbook store, and I worked there for like, I don't know, maybe a year. But so much of the stuff was the same, like the counter was the same, like all the storage behind the front desk, it was all the same. I could literally picture where all like the stacks and racks of like scrapbook paper were, and like the rolls of stickers on the walls and everything. And then there was like a back room that you could come, and I think you could pay like $5 or $10 and like bring all your scrapbook supplies and like work from there for the day. And it was like, I'm like, I worked here. I legitimately worked here. So that was kind of fun and different and a little nostalgic and whatever. But that was a really cool thrift store, and I will definitely go back if I'm ever near there again. They had a lot of vintage items, and they really varied in price from like completely affordable to like, yeah, I'm not gonna pay that. Some of them, one of them that I shared, I would have bought it. It said it was a butter dish, but I thought they were dishes for cheese. But it was like $15. And honestly, if I'm buying it for my resale business, for selling in my booth, or for selling on Etsy, booth value, it's definitely not there for my booth. Resale for Etsy may have been there, but if I was purchasing for myself, $15 was probably a great deal. I didn't quite like the design, but it's a really unique piece and it was kind of cool. So let's see what I did get. So at the first store at the Goodwill, I did get this vintage, I think this is like 1970s ice bucket. It's in great shape. It's in really good condition for the year. I know I shared with you guys that I wanted to go and just see if I could find like different things than what I'm used to finding in town. And honestly, I would say that there were items that as I was walking through, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't find this in town. I've never seen this in town. I've never seen this in town. But like I said, I was still only like 45 minutes out of town. There was actually 2 ice buckets. So this one is another one. It's not wood. It's like, there you can see it's like a laminate or whatever. But another, like, it's from like the 70s. So just kind of fun, really fun if you do a lot of entertaining. I thought this would be really cool. So I'm gonna get these cleaned up. I didn't get to clean any of this stuff yet. What else did I find? I got this soup bowl. I thought this was really cute. It was $1.50, so that price was great. I liked it. It was in really good shape. This is gonna go into the booth too. I got, didn't take the rubber band off. I got this little, it's a cream and a sugar set. There's no lid for the sugar dish, but I thought it was really pretty. I really like the yellow and I like the light pink. It does, I thought it had this one has a little bit of crazing. I don't know if you can see it real well. Where'd it go? Like down here, there's like some crackling. I just thought it was really pretty. I thought the yellow was really unique. This is, I don't know how to say it. Homer Lawlin. I've seen it before. I don't know how to say it. I did get two? No. I got one other thing from this store. I did buy the big lake sign with the driftwood that I showed you guys when I was walking through. And that's gonna end up in the vintage booth. And oh man, I don't remember. I think that was, I don't think that's all I bought, but that's all I see here. So I must have forgotten something. Okay, and then at the other store, I got a little bit more. I found this piece of stained glass art. I think that's the front. This stained glass art. I thought it was really, really beautiful. I think it's older, so I thought that's pretty. So that's gonna go in the booth. I think for now, everything is gonna end up in my booth. I think this is milk glass. I don't know, bud vases are nice just to have on hand. Does it say what the brand, Randall? I thought it was different. It was just more unique than what I've seen. I think everything is gonna end up in my booth for right now. So I have a booth at Changing Times in Granville, Michigan. It's the location that's on Chicago Drive, not the Wilson location, but the Chicago Drive upstairs on the second floor. And they're having a really big sale this upcoming weekend. And so because of that, a lot of what I found, I'm gonna put in the booth, at least for the time being, through the sale. And then some of it I might bring home. Some of it I'm going to bring home and end up putting in the Etsy shop. I got this mug. This is a booth item. I thought it was cute. I don't buy every mug I see because there's so many mugs, but just ones that are just really interesting or just really beautiful and pretty. Like, this is so cute. Oh, I actually didn't get this at this store this weekend. This was a different store. But I liked the little heart. I thought it's like, not like this big weird in your face thing, but just a little something cute. Wouldn't this be like, just, I don't know. This feels like a warm hug. This mug looks like a warm hug. Let's see. I got this one. This is a false craft piece. I'm trying to remember Yorktown. So I think this is a creamer. So this is cute. I have a couple pieces of this set that are in the Etsy shop. So this one will end up there if it doesn't sell through the weekend. And I really liked this wood carving. I thought it was really, really unique and really cool. I think there's so much detail and character, and I thought, I don't know, I love it. I love it so much. So that'll be in the booth. And then honestly, I think this will be in the Etsy shop if it doesn't sell through the weekend too. I got these little salt and pepper shakers. Later I was like, why did I buy those? Maybe the price wasn't so good, but I thought they were. I'm a sucker for salt and pepper shakers. I don't know, I just really like unique salt and pepper shakers. So they are vintage. Look at that, there's like paper shoved in there. And then that one went through, so I'll have to find a way to get those out. But I liked the color. I thought they were just really, really unique and fun. So I got those. And then I got this brass bowl. It says it's a Chinese bronze bowl. I thought this was brass, but okay. I'm still learning. But I thought the design on it was really fun and unique, so I got that. So it doesn't have any markings on the bottom. I like the little like flower pattern. So that will be going to the booth. This would be kind of cool to put like on an entryway table. You could put like your keys or your pocket change in it. I think another spot for this would be really nice, like on a men's nightstand. It feels very manly to me, but like, you know, they just drop their stuff. I mean, we all drop our stuff, but I thought this would be a cool, I don't know, little trinket dish. Or on a women's nightstand, because I end up like forgetting to take my earrings out, and it would be a good place to put my earrings at the end of the night. So that's what I have for this haul. Actually, that's not all I have. I'll come back, I'm gonna pause, and I'll show you the other thing I got. I can't get it up to my room, so I'll pause here for a second and show you what I got. Okay, here is the other thing that I got from that last thrift store that I am so excited about. I don't think you can tell how big this is. Let me back up a little bit more for scale. So there it is next to my piano. It's huge. It is so big. It's so pretty. I love it so much. I think the frame is like It's so ornate. It has so much detail. Usually you see pictures like these and they're so expensive. And this one was actually originally $30, which even $30 I felt like was a great deal. It has a little bit, looks like a little bit of the frame chipped there and then down here again. But even $30 is like not much for something like this. And it wasn't selling, and so they marked it down to $15. You guys, I got this for $15. I would sell or buy the frame alone for $15. But I just love this picture in here, this photo of this little boy and girl. I think it's so sweet and so cute, and I really want to keep it. So I did look at the frame on the back, and I kind of mentioned before, one, I'm afraid it's going to fall apart because it's attached by cardboard right now and it's not very secure down at the bottom. But if you look on the back, see if I can show you. If you look on the back, it's attached there by nails. And I just watched this video explaining how to tell the age of a photo by looking at the back. And if it's attached with nails like this and not staples, oh, see, here's more, then you know it's an older frame. She also said something about the mitered edge. It does have a mitered edge, which actually would indicate that it's newer. But she was also talking about artwork and not pictures. So I don't know if that makes a difference, but I do feel like it's safe to say that this is quite old. So I'm really excited. This is not gonna be a shipped item, unfortunately. I don't think I have it in me to risk shipping this, so it's gonna go in the booth. So if you're local and this is something you like, either message me, because it might stay at my house for a while before I put it in the booth, because it's just so cute. It's so sweet. I love it so much. All right, so that is my haul from this weekend. I'm really happy with what I got. I feel like I got a really good mix of things for the booth and things for the shop. I wanted to add, if you're looking at starting your own booth, vintage booth business, I think you should do it. This was starting my booth was a big leap for me. It wasn't something I felt like it was a dream that I wanted to do, but it wasn't something that I felt like I had the confidence to do. And finally, like, I honestly, I have to like share with you guys my story sometime, but one day it was like, you know what, I think I could do this. I think I could do this. And I just, like, I don't know, all of a sudden had the courage one day, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna fill out the application and I'm just gonna see what happens. And so I did the application process on like a Sunday, I think it was, and by Wednesday I had already heard back from them and gotten a really good response that I had to offer what they were looking for, and I was just flabbergasted. And it's been so much fun. I have enjoyed this process so much. I've learned so much. I've gone into it with a desire and a mission to say, like, okay, I know I don't know it all. I'm gonna try to learn as much as I can. Like, what can I glean from these other vendors who've been doing this for so much longer than me? What can I learn from, like, the employees at the mall I'm at, and the managers and the owner, and like whatever they have to offer? Like, I want to hear it. So if that's something like that you've been wanting to do, I want to just tell you, like, go for it, give it a shot, put yourself out there. But I actually created a checklist for someone who is wanting to start their own booth space. So you can click the link below and you can get yours. It's free. It is 20 steps from starting with nothing to your opening day. So it's all the prep ahead of time. It is just a very simple, basic checklist that will break everything down for you in actionable steps, right in order, because I'm the type of person that I kind of like freeze if I don't know what I should be doing next. Or I'll be like, well, I should do this, and then I'll get halfway through and I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be doing this, and I'll pivot, and then I like stop doing the thing before. So this is step by step. From there is no booth, there is no mall, there is no contract, to to your opening day and getting set up and you are moved in. So if that's something you'd be interested, go ahead and click the link below and you can find it in the description, and I will send that straight to your inbox and you can have that for free. So thanks so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed everything I shared, and I'll be back with another video sharing my next haul. We actually took a trip over the holiday weekend for the 4th of July. We went to the flea market, found a bunch of great things that I want to show you guys what we got there, and the craziness that the flea market is. And so I think that'll be my next video. So hit the subscribe button and be on the lookout for that.